What's good, Slop Talk fam? It's been a while. It's been about a week since we last seen you. Took a little detour from our normal two episodes a week. We thought we'd let those last couple episodes mull in and settle down with you guys. There's a lot going on in the Big Brother house, a lot that I don't agree with, a lot that I'm sad about, but we're gonna get right into it. So I think the last time we met with you guys, Sarah Beth was HOH. Sarah Beth was HOH, and she had specific targets, but she put who were her original two that were on the block, Danny?
Oh gosh, let's see. She originally had Derek F.
That's right, Derek F.
and Claire.
And Claire.
Mm-hmm.
Claire. And then we get into the Big Brother high roll. Well, actually, let's go back to that. So Derek F and Claire, but her ultimate target was she wanted to backdoor DX.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the reason why he wasn't on the block initially.
Right.
She didn't want to give him the chance to play in the POV.
Yes.
And so first off, we start with the high roller room. And DerekX, DX, Baby D. He was another one of America's favorites. Had the money to play the roulette, but he felt safe at that moment, and so he said no. And so the only other person that had enough money to play the roulette was Alyssa.
Yep.
And these games, we're gonna get to the most recent episode, but these games catch me off guard because I definitely did not expect it to be the hula hoop, spin the ball around as many times as you can game. And that's how they decide who gets to do it. So that definitely threw me off a little bit there. But Alyssa's the only one to play, so as long as she gets one, she's gonna win. And so she does win, and she does win, and takes Big D off the block.
Yes.
Saves Big D. I don't know if there was much motivation behind that. I don't know. She didn't really explain that.
I think she felt like he was more of an ally to her or something. I don't know. I don't really know if she has allies at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like if you're not in the cookout, then
you're on your own. You're on your own. Yeah. So, and we'll get that into the most recent episode. But so she actually comes out and says the only person she hopes it doesn't land on is Xavier, because that's her one remaining ally in the house, right? Mm-hmm. That's her one remaining friend that she thinks she can count on.
Yes.
And just like great TV, somehow it lands on Xavier. Yeah. And I don't want to say it's rigged. I don't want to say it's rigged for drama, but it definitely gave us a better drama element that Alyssa chose to use it on just somebody that she's probably friends with, but she doesn't have an alliance with. And then she actually puts her one person that she feels like she can trust up on the block.
Yeah. I feel like it would have been more rigged if it was like Kylan or someone that got. I mean, it is coincidental that on Alyssa's win, it picks Xavier, her ally. But I thought it would have been even more funny if it landed on Kylan and it was SB's,
SB's bestie. Yeah.
Her,
yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can see that. At least it
wasn't someone lame. It was someone interesting,
Yeah. And Xavier for being as big of a threat as I think he can be, he's actually in a game as a whole. I think he's doing really well because he's kind of just staying in the shadows and winning when he needs to, which right now is only about maybe twice that he really needed to win. And he's done it, and he's kind of letting everybody else just fight it out while he's like just the likable guy sitting in the corner drinking protein shakes and eating sandwiches. He's just there. And so now we have Xavier and we have Claire on the block.
Yep.
All right. And then now we picked for POV. So obviously playing is going to be Xavier. It's going to be Claire. It's going to be Sarah Beth. And then they pick Baby D. I mean, not Baby D, Big D.
Mm-hmm.
Azah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Alyssa's SBX Claire.
Alyssa's the other one. Yeah. So there's the 6 that are going to play POV. And it works out in Sarah Beth's favor because DX doesn't get to play.
I was hoping he would get picked because she made the most annoying, one of the 2 most annoying comments on these last episodes. SB did, and right before.
Wait, was it the America comment?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah,
that definitely threw me off too.
She looked at the camera and she said, "I'm sending your boy home, America," and I was like. Flipping the bird at the TV.
So there's 2.
Yeah, there's 2.
There's 2. She said that one.
Uh-huh.
And then when she goes to play the POV,
yep,
she has to. Okay, so it's like this domino thing, and you either have to choose 3 punishments or 3 rewards.
Yeah.
And the trade-off here is the rewards are obviously like a longer path to get to there. And then the punishments are shorter path, and there's an even shorter path if you take like the worst of the like 4 or 5 punishments. But if you map it out right, you can get the least amount of punishments, which would be just a little bit longer than everything. So that's basically the longest path is the least amount of punishments. So Sarah Beth sets up her dominoes and she says, "I'm not going for the BB bucks because guess what, America? You guys hate me and you're not giving them to me anyway. So screw that." And I was like, what a bad attitude.
A direct quote. I wrote it down because I was like, America, you can wipe your butt with BB bucks. You don't give them to me back. You don't give them to me anyways.
Ugh. Yeah. And at that point, I was like, I hope something goes terribly wrong to where DerekX doesn't get kicked out of the house.
At that moment, she became the mean girl. She became the Disney villain that nobody in jury's gonna want to vote for her. Well, maybe they don't. Maybe they don't know that side of her. But she's just so fake. She has this whole persona like, oh, I have this baby voice and I'm so sweet. And, and then she just makes comments like that. And then it's like, America's going to hate you. Maybe she doesn't care, but I think she does care a little bit because then she starts, later on, she starts to cry and you could see things starting to affect her. But anyways, so everyone that doesn't really care about the game, they try going for the reward, AKA Derek F. He was trying to get all the rewards. He could care less. He just got off the block. He doesn't really care. He tries going for the rewards. And then everyone else, they want to win the game. They want to pull themselves off. They want to, protect, Alyssa wants to protect Xavier.
And Xavier wants to pull himself off the block.
Yeah.
Claire wants to pull herself off the block, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sarah Beth doesn't want anyone to have the power. Well, she does. She wants herself to win so she can pull off somebody to put DerekX up.
Yeah.
But yes, so Big D just goes for the rewards. And it's so funny at the end because anonymously, when they announce the results, there's like one person decided to go for the rewards. And they won this, and this. They don't say who won it, but they say this person won this. And he does a pretty good job of keeping like a straight face.
Straight face.
Yeah. But everybody in the little confessional room was like, everybody knows it's Big D that went for the rewards. Mm-hmm. So that was great. I actually love that moment because it was just funny how everyone picked him out, and he was just like
Derek F, Big D, like they just kind of go down the line. And Azah wants to save Xavier because she has a middle school crush on him. So
yeah, definitely middle school crush, like the weird awkwardness between her, just with her and Xavier, not Xavier and her, but just her towards Xavier. Just weird awkwardness.
It was it was a lot of Big Brother content to kind of process. When did they start calling Hannah Chada?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. That was a new thing.
It was
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was like, did they totally? And I kind of went back to see, but then they just kept calling her Chada. I don't know if that's her like, if that's like her Indian name or not. Is she Indian or Sri Lankan?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's something we look up next time.
She's Southeast Asian of some sort, but I didn't know if that's like her birth name and then like her American name or like traditional like American name. She changed it to Hannah, but I was like, okay, did I totally miss something? But okay, I'm glad we're on the same page. But at this point, Derek or Xavier goes beast mode during that domino.
Oh yeah.
I know he has the shortest route because he's doing all the punishments, but he was going beast mode because his time ended up just being minutes.
Yeah, it was like 5 minutes. It was like 5 minutes to do the challenge, and everybody else was like blown away when they announced his time.
Yeah. So, and he made a bold claim and said, I usually throw challenges, which, he probably has thrown challenges, but he made it seem like, yeah, I throw them all the time, which I don't know how much that is true, but he said this is, the challenge for him to win. So he was going to step up, and he totally did. And he won, kind of. I mean, he was able to pull himself off the block, but the punishments were for the next elimination, he would have to be the third nominee, right?
Well, there was strategy shutdown, which means during eviction day, he had to be locked down for 24 hours in the have-nots room. And then and then the other one was third nominee, so automatically he was on the block for next week. And then I don't know what his third one was.
Was he BB bankrupt?
Oh yeah, that's right, BB bankrupt. Yeah. That's what, and that's why he had zero when it started this last time. So
yeah, so he ends up coming off the block. DerekX tries to, he gets word, that he's going to be put up. He tries to convince SB. I don't know how, I don't know how much of her is fake anymore and how much of her genuinely feels bad or has any concern for DerekX, but he tries to convince her. It doesn't work.
Well, he tried to convince her by putting up his one ally in the house, and I get it. Like if Hannah or whatever, Chada was whatever her nickname is, went up on the block, she definitely wouldn't be going home against Claire. But he did do the one last ditch Hail Mary effort. Like the person I'm closest to in the house, put her up. And he's like, I can help you with your game moving forward 100%. And so that kind of threw me off a little bit because I was like, Derek was playing such a clean game and just kind of I mean, he came clean to Alyssa about putting her what is it called again? I can't even think of it right now. Putting her boyfriend up on the block. So I was just like, why would he do that? But I get it. I'm pretty sure Tiffany let him know that if Hannah went up, Claire would definitely be the one going home, like almost 100%.
And Hannah's a sneaky little thing too, because she totally threw Azah and Tiffany under the bus. They're trying to do this, let's keep the ladies of the cookout, because the guys are going to dominate and we're going to be left because we're the females. But Hannah totally ratted Azah and Tiffany out and said, this is what their plan is. So I'm trying to figure out if Hannah is more loyal to the female side or the female side of the cookout, or if she's more loyal to Xavier and Kylan and Derek. So on that, I think, so when you say Hannah's sneaky, I think she knows at one point the guys are going to dominate. Yes. This is, so, okay, we'll get to that in a second. Yeah. So they get to eviction. DerekX is the replacement for Xavier. So it's DerekX versus Claire. DerekX just totally calls out, I guess, Sarah Beth. Yes. Without saying her name. Yeah. And then the following episode after eviction, Sarah Beth is just totally distraught about what DerekX said. He's making the speech, and she's just like, even when he's done, and then Julie's calling people to the room to make their vote. She's sitting there like, I'm looking at her face because I was just eating this up because I was like, that's what you get, Sarah Beth. I don't feel bad for you. And she's sitting there just like she just lost all the power. She just called her out. And Derek is really trying. He's trying.
Yeah.
But I think that was his way of getting dirty. I mean, he didn't really say much. He didn't like, it's not like he like looked at her in the eyes and said, this is what you did. This is, hey guys, watch out for, he kind of did it in just like a PG-13 kind of way. And I mean, that's just as mean as he could possibly be. And then
DerekX is literally the PG version of Big Brother. He not even PG-13. He got angry in a animated Disney movie form. I mean, he called her out without saying her name, so passive aggressive. So but I mean, everyone knew, and it was just like the most PG way to be dirty in the game. And I feel like it just made me like DerekX even more because he couldn't be me. Like he couldn't bring himself. He knew he was leaving. He still couldn't bring it to him, bring it with inside of him to be mean and call her out directly.
I know, but I mean, I think maybe that, I don't know if that was worse or like, but I was hopeful because I love DerekX. I was so hopeful when Kylan voted for him. I was like,
oh, that hurt too. Like,
are they flipping they're flipping the vote?
Yeah.
And then Tiffany goes out there and she votes him out, and I'm like, all this, I spent 20 minutes watching the show of you showing Tiffany how she was going to get DerekX to stay because it was in her best interest. And then at the end, she doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah. And I agree when she said that. And I still would think that DerekX would have been better for her game because so DerekX gets eliminated. I think he had 2 votes for him versus I think the 4 that were against him. But now that he's eliminated, they did the interview and the goodbye videos and all that stuff. He still didn't know who the cookout was.
Yeah,
like he still couldn't guess who the cookout was.
I mean, well, we don't know for sure. Know if he knows or if he doesn't know because it's not like he's gonna. I mean, maybe they just didn't show it. They didn't edit it. Maybe he does know.
Well, no, because so we are so far past the eviction of DerekX that I saw the extended interview.
Okay.
And they did more goodbye videos. And Kylan comes out and tells him, I've been working with other people in the house that we've been working together since day one. You shouldn't feel bad. It's just these people that I've been working with. We've been fighting to keep each other together for the whole time or something like that. So basically he's telling them there's 6 people that he's been working with since the beginning, or there's 6 people working together, but he doesn't call them out. And so Julie asked Derek who do you think it is? And he's calling him out and he's still like naming like, well, I don't think it's Sarah Beth. So it hadn't been, and he gets on a roll because he's like, it had to have been Tiffany, Kylan, Xavier, and Alyssa. And then he keeps putting Alyssa in there. And so he doesn't know that the cookout exists. He's still lost on that. I mean, eventually he's going to know because he gets to see everything happen now that he's in the jury house. But it's sad. And everybody in the house is sad that he's getting evicted. Like Kylan, he's like crying. Tiffany is emotional. Obviously, Hannah already misses him.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Everybody likes him. But Sarah Beth, for whatever reason, but it's not like she didn't even really say like, oh, no, DerekX is such a good guy. And I hate to get, like, she was out for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dirty about it. Like, she just wasn't, I mean, again, who knows with editing, but she was ready to fight dirty just to get him out.
Yeah. And honestly, anybody left in the house, DerekX has probably the better resume one-on-one.
Yeah.
So
you don't think they're gonna bring any of the jury members back?
I don't think so.
No, because they're kind of like giving him the.
Yeah. Well, at least so far, what is it? It's Brittany and DerekX, right? Mm-hmm. So I mean, from the interview with DerekX, they kind of gave him some insight already. So I would say they wouldn't be letting him back in.
Yeah.
Because then he would know. Because then he would, especially if they eliminate one more person before they let him back in, he would know, like, out of the 7, there's 6 people working together.
Unless he goes back, or unless someone goes back when it's like 4 people left, and then everybody's game is just revealed at that point.
That's true. Then everyone would know what everyone's doing. But I don't think so. I think that they just want to, especially with the money on the line, I think they're just trying to get through straight up Big Brother. I mean, they already start off with the twist with the teams, and then the high roller suite, and you know, yeah. So I think it's already been enough twist for a season. I don't think any jury's coming back. Maybe next season. But so DerekX gets evicted. Everyone's sad. And that's how the next episode started, right after the HOH. But HOH was won by nobody other than Tiffany.
Yeah.
Tiffany, the unnamed lead person of the cookout is the HOH, and the strategist, the chess player. Now the crazy thing is, I don't think she knew until they said her name. She, like, they were doing the true or false, and when they called her out, she's like surprised. She's totally looked like she didn't know that she won. So that was good. And she won.
Everybody has to collect BB bucks on their way out, so that's just a way for them to earn more BB bucks. And everybody wants to get as much money as possible. Some people have money left over. Some people have all their money left over. Some people have nothing. And so they all want to win money to play the last game, which is the coin of destiny, which I thought was going to be a flip of the coin.
Well, it is. But so everyone gets the BB bucks, but envelope, and they're not allowed to open it until they get up to the high roller room when the time comes. But first, before that, Tiffany gets to name her nominations. And there's been a couple of talks with her and Sarah Beth, and her and Kylan, and well, obviously her and the rest of the cookout, but really focusing on her and Kylan and her and Sarah Beth, because she wants to put up Sarah Beth, but she wants to make sure that Kylan knows that he has to go up against her, because ultimately that was the plan. Like, whoever you're closest with, that's who you're going up against. So if Sarah Beth goes up, Kylan obviously has to go up. So so he agrees. He a little reluctantly, not like so much to where he's like angry about it, but he doesn't want to do it. But of course he's like, that was the plan all along, so I'll do it. And so her nominations are Sarah Beth, Kylan, and of course, because of the POV and the punishments, Xavier is up, which nothing to worry about. No one's sending Xavier home. Xavier, you might as well just come off the board, because it's not no. And then so they go up to the high roller suite, and they unveil a bunch of people don't have enough money to play, because they're just like
SB's pouting.
Yeah, SB is pouting. She's so sad. Like,
tables have turned. She's no longer in power. She's freaked out by Derek's exit comments, and she's just like a stick in the mud, because she knows that she might be the target.
She definitely was upset that she didn't get a chance to play. But Big D gets enough money and he plays, but he definitely throws it. And
what was the point? What was the point? Just to say someone else played, or like?
I guess just because I guess everyone knew he had enough money to play. Like, why would you not play if you had enough money to play? So it's just it was a whole weird segment, because he was like, I'm gonna play, blah blah blah, and then he goes to go grab those coins, and he's like,
yeah. At first I was like, wait, is this not time?
Yeah,
I thought he was gonna play for real, and I was like, is this not? Oh, maybe it's not time. And then he mentions how he's gonna throw it, and I was like,
yeah,
okay, waste my time too.
And so he gets one. He had to roll these coins down into 3 slots, and he gets one. And then the only other person that has enough money to play is Claire, and she plays. And her strategy is quantity over quality. So she just grabs a whole bunch and just starts chucking them down there.
Like, it'll figure its way out.
And the dumb thing was, she got one almost to the end, and I was like, how are you going to lose this to Big D, who threw this? And then she gets 2 more keep
in mind that Sarah Beth mentions to Tiff that, oh yeah, I have money, I'm gonna play. You know, she makes her feel like she has money.
Yeah.
SB has like nothing. She got like the lowest amount from America. America, even before the comment, can't stand her.
Uh,
And
so
nobody
so
likes Kylan either. He's gone 50 like every single time.
well, I think it's his association with Sarah Beth.
Okay.
Yeah, I think because I mean you've seen it with Tiffany. Like she's so set when her closest person gets put on the block where she's changing votes. If you don't like Sarah Beth, you definitely don't want to give Kylan the power to pull Sarah Beth off.
Yeah. And I noticed that because Tiffany got the 100 and Hannah got the 100, and I'm like, they got the 100 because they were the closest to DerekX.
Yeah.
They couldn't vote for DerekX anymore. So
I wonder if they're just like anyone who mistakenly votes for DerekX, send it to them. Just split it between the two. And so Claire wins, and then it is decided by a flip of a coin because whoever won, they get heads or tails.
Good choice of words, CBS.
Yeah. They get this weird flipping machine where at that point I was just like, just flip a coin.
And like the editing, this was very dramatic. I was like,
slow-mo.
I was like, slow-mo, and then like everyone's face, like, and I was like, okay, come on, let's go.
It was literally needed to be a 5-second clip of the show. They totally drug it out to try to be at least a minute long.
And they didn't need a flipping mechanism.
Yeah, the flip, that was the big thing. I was like, there's this whole box with this like where she put the coin and you flip. They just give her a regular come on, big brother. I know CBS. I know you have the money. You can make your own metal coin and you could have her flip it. Come on, CBS. Don't be cheap and make no cardboard coin with a big old box. Come on.
I know. It was very dramatic. I was like, maybe they needed to fill in 10 more seconds of the episode, but what a dramatic coin flip.
But by the way, CBS, if you made a metal coin, you could sell that online. Like Disney pins, you could sell BB coins. Like you could sell those. I'm telling you.
Yeah, and like, which one's head and which side is tails? Like,
yeah, I didn't get it until they actually announced what happened. So she flips the thing and it lands with the crown face up, which I thought.
What is that?
Which I thought Tiffany keeps her because it was like she's already HOH. She already has the crown. So if it lands on the crown, she gets to keep it. Yeah. And so when it landed on the crown, I was like, oh, whew, she gets to keep it. And then like your HOH is now overtaken secretly. I was like, wait, the crown was to take it over?
And I love that it was anonymous, though.
Yeah.
That it was anonymous.
Yeah. So now it's anonymous. And we all, as the audience knows, we all know it's Claire. Claire's in with Tiffany. That's her bestie. So we all know the outcome. She's not flipping the vote. I mean, the nominees. It's staying the same. Yeah. I think if only thing, if she could pull Xavier off, she would. But other than that, you know, Kylan and Sarah Beth are staying up there.
And it was funny. They're at like the veto meeting, and then it's just like Kylan, and it has the narrator's voice, and it's like Kylan and Sarah Beth, you are taken off the block for now. And then it's like, and the people going up are Kylan and Sarah. I'm like, okay, we didn't need all that.
I did love how okay, so I was like yelling at the TV, just put them back up. Yeah. Just put them back up. And I was actually hoping they would flip them, like instead of instead of Kylan SB, it would have been SB and Kylan, just to change it up. But yeah, I mean, didn't really need that. He could have just said Kylan and SB, you are not coming off the block, and then that would have been it. But yeah, it did seem like that end of that episode, they were definitely stretching things out to fill some time there.
The last 3 episodes, I mean, there were some really good content, but a lot of it was like, I just spent so many minutes watching this and it didn't even play a factor at all in anything. So they're gonna have to, I think producers probably are getting together, like, how do we like spice this up even more?
Yeah, it's definitely getting to the point. Well, it goes back to what we were talking about a couple episodes ago. I think they're all friendly. Other than comps and nominating each other, I think in a personal, in a personal state, they're all friendly with each other. They're all cool.
It's just boring if the alliance works.
Yeah.
You want to see someone backstab someone and backdoor someone, and right now it's working. And they did mention the new Monarchy Alliance.
Oh yeah.
Which is Alyssa, Kylan, SB, and Xavier. And are they the original kings?
No, because what's his name was the king?
Kylan.
Yeah, Kylan was a queen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe they're just saying kings and queen, like monarchy.
Yeah, monarchy. Yeah.
Which, I mean, 3 of your 4 alliance members are on the block right now. And it's not Alyssa, so
I know Alyssa going along with that. I want to say she's just appeasing the group that was there, but to think, yeah, let me start an alliance with the 3 people that are actually on the block doesn't suit well. I mean,
yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
So there's still power veto. Next episode will be power veto to see if anything changes. There's just so many challenges and stuff to keep up with. But I wanted your input on Xavier having to stay in the have-not room for 24 hours. Like, what do you think he's doing in there?
Nothing. Sleeping.
20 sandwiches.
Yeah. First off,
flats of sandwiches.
Xavier, you don't need a 5-gallon Ziploc bag full of sandwiches, bro. It's 24 hours. You could have done with 2 sandwiches and a bag of chips, man. Yeah. Second of all, the little pooper room.
Wait, but at least he gets to poop by himself. Like, he can just be there.
I feel like, again, CBS, you have the money. There should have been some kind of rotating door where there was a bathroom all along, where you knew this was going to happen, where he could use the room. I know it's not that much of a punishment if he gets his own toilet room, but come on, man. I mean, a bucket, that's kind of bad.
Hey, you can use the normal bathroom, but you can't talk to anybody. You can't, no one can,
Yeah. And I know you guys are Truman showing this. I know you got somebody watching them 24 hours a day, so you can definitely monitor those things.
Yeah.
But yeah, the bucket in the little toilet room, that I was like, that's a little overboard. I get what you're going for, Big Brother, but could have done that a little bit better.
To be compliant with these, with the have-nots. There's always talk about, some of the contestants aren't compliant with the have-not situation, and Big Brother really doesn't do anything to enforce it.
Yeah.
Same thing, but you could enforce it. Say, if anyone goes against the rules or deviates from what they're supposed to do, they can never be an HOH or something. Where something crazy where they would be like, oh no, I can't.
Well, they try to make the have-not room uncomfortable to sleep, right? But then I've seen it. They're just sleeping everywhere. They're sleeping outside, they're sleeping in the living room, they're sleeping in the toilet room where the lounges are, so it's not like if you're a have-not, it's the worst situation. Yeah, in the night when you actually want to sleep, it might be very uncomfortable. But if you're tired the next day, I mean, you're just sleeping on the couch. So it's not like they're enforcing that kind of stuff.
Think, they give him he gets word search puzzles or anything
No.
You think he's in?
I definitely, it's solitaire. I definitely think. I mean, he had another bag with him, so maybe he did have some kind of, I don't know, find the difference in these 2 pictures workbook or something. But I honestly think he was just stuck there because and they're all old and half of the pages are done already. No, but I mean, he did come out with the whole fro and everything, so I'm assuming that was what was in the bag and that was planned ahead of time. I'm gonna come out looking like this character.
Stupid, by the way.
Yeah. But I mean,
Julie was pissed.
Yeah, she was like, Xavier, you're on live TV. Could you hurry up? Yeah. He's doing his little strut, and she's like, Xavier.
No, come on, let's go. And then he says, everyone's like, ah, and she's like, all right. Anyways, he went a little delirious in there, but
Yeah. The only problem I had with the whole solitary room was the pooper situation. I was like, man, that's a little overboard. Because it's a poop bucket. I mean, anyone who's gone camping where there's no bathrooms, you know how bad a poop bucket situation is.
Maybe he didn't even poop, because in that situation,
that's true.
Instantly be like, I don't think I gotta go.
Yeah, maybe that was an emergency only situation, but he's just peeing in there while he's in there. But I don't know. Number one's only. So,
All right.
so long week, but we're coming up to we're coming up to POV. We're coming up to POV. So POV versus Kyla and Sarah Beth and Xavier. Which does Xavier even get to play in the POV?
I don't know.
That's a good one. I don't think he does.
There's too much going on.
Yeah, I don't think he does. I think he has to stay on the block for the whole week. Yeah. I think that's part of the punishment. Right. So
he might have mentioned that.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes out. I'm looking forward. I'm for entertainment value, I'm hoping Sarah Beth wins just for entertainment value.
I hope not.
But for game wise, it's gonna get boring until the cookout is the only 6 left. That's all I'm saying.
I know. I'm telling you, it sucks when the alliance works.
Yeah, it's gonna be boring until they get Alyssa out. Once Alyssa's out, then it's gonna be kind of a cat fight, especially between Big D and Tiffany. That's gonna be a big one.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think they're kind of building up to that. I mean, obviously they don't know because it's almost close to live or real time. But it's gonna get interesting if there's gonna end up being they're gonna put Alyssa and Claire up, so one of them go home because they're not on the block. Well,
I think it would be Alyssa first with X, and then that way it's not like Claire has to spend three out of 4 weeks on the block, which would be horrible because then she would just it'd be the Britney situation.
Because Xavier, claims Alyssa. And Tiffany claims Claire. So I think there's probably gonna be a battle there. Whose person is gonna go home first?
Well, if Xavier wins, so Tiffany can't play HOH next week. Actually,
yes, she can.
Oh, she can now because her HOH got stolen.
Yeah, so she
okay.
Or it's going to be a matter. I have a feeling Tiffany is just going to be sneaky, and her loyalty is to the cookout, but she'll get rid of DerekX over Claire.
100%. 100%.
She won't be ashamed of it. She's going to be quiet about it, but she's going to make it seem like, oh gosh, how did that happen?
Yeah.
Well, it'll be interesting. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, as always, we appreciate you coming to Slop Talk. And hope you enjoyed our little banter about the last week plus 1 episode. Subscribe, like, comment down below. I still haven't got any comments to send. I'm just gonna stick them all up behind me, and then you guys are gonna want some, and I'm not gonna have any more for you. So if you want one, hurry up. Time is a ticking. Go ahead and comment down below. Otherwise, I'm reserving only 1 sticker. If you guys don't comment below for the next couple episodes, I'm only reserving 1 sticker, and that's for you, Julie. All right, Julie Chen, Moonvez. When you want one, you let me know. Other than that, we'll see you guys after the eviction episode. And thanks for coming to watch Dannie and Chris on Slop Talk. Have a good one.
Bye.